to Donald Trump, and I told him that you were performing tonight, asking if he was a fan of yours.
Oh.
What do you think he said?
He probably said, "Who's that?"
No.
This whole Nicki Minaj situation just flipped upside down again, and the plot is getting wild fast.
Nicki Minaj's brother and his attorneys thought he would be walking out of court a free man today. Jelani Mirage was convicted last November of repeatedly...
Now, DL Hughley has jumped straight into the chaos, lining up with fans who swear Nicki is getting friendly with Trump for a very strategic reason.
Minaj's husband pleaded guilty to failing to register as a sex offender. Kenneth Petty was convicted of attempted rape of a 16-year-old girl. And
people are claiming she's chasing political favor to help her brother, who was convicted of a serious crime, and to clear legal issues connected to her husband's offender status. And in their eyes, Trump looks like the perfect person to call for that kind of power play. Nothing is proven yet. This is still speculation, but when you really line up the timeline, things start looking real questionable. Nicki spent years publicly criticizing Trump heavy and loud, but now she's suddenly out here calling Trump a role model. That switch up has people talking non-stop. But don't forget, just a few months back, Nicki was throwing shade at Trump on X over him pardoning Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez. That wasn't ancient history either. That was recent, loud, and very public. Fast forward to now, and suddenly she's saying Trump is a role model for men. Make it make sense. People online are scratching their heads, trying to figure out how that switch flipped so fast. Either Nicki really changed her mindset overnight, or fans think she's under serious pressure to help her brother and deal with the legal situation surrounding her husband. That's why folks are zooming in on what DL Hughley actually said about Nicki hopping on the MAGA wave. A lot of fans believe this whole situation connects back to her family and recent conversations tied to Donald Trump. And then there's this moment that raised eyebrows too. As she put it, "Oh, and I told him that you were performing tonight. I asked him if he was a fan of yours." So first up, let's break down DL Hughley's reaction to Nicki showing love to Trump and getting extra friendly with Erica at that AmFest event last weekend. During her sit-down with Erica, Nicki went on a strange rant, pushing the idea that MAGA is about protecting the kids and saying she personally cares deeply about child safety, even calling out white kids in particular. That moment alone had people side-eyeing hard. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Nicki presenting herself as a voice for protecting kids hit a nerve with a lot of people, and DL Hughley was one of them. When you look at the people she's defended and stood beside over the years, critics say the message feels backwards, and DL made that point loud and clear in a video he posted. Reacting to Nicki's comments, DL said Nicki is the last person who should be talking about protecting kids, especially considering who she married. He flat out said she shouldn't post anything about kids because, in his words, her husband can't be within 1,000 feet of one. DL didn't stop there either, adding, "It ain't Gavin Newsom, it's Chris Hansen she should be worried about," and he doubled down on that point hard. DL didn't walk anything back either. He doubled down hard in another video and made it clear he meant every word he said. Now, putting the jokes to the side, fans are digging deeper and speculating that Nicki leaning MAGA might not just be about her husband, but also about her brother, who is currently serving a long prison sentence. People notice how Nicki never speaks on her brother publicly, and many believe that silence is very intentional. Her brother, Jelani Mirage, was convicted of a very serious crime involving a minor, and the case shook a lot of people when it came out. Despite the conviction, Nicki reportedly wrote a letter to the judge asking for leniency, which only added more questions and backlash. According to court records discussed publicly, the victim testified about repeated harm over a period of time, and investigators said they found physical evidence that supported the claims and linked him through DNA found on the victim's clothing. That information is why many fans say this situation is heavy, disturbing, and not something that can just be brushed aside. Back in January 2020, Jelani was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison, and that verdict shut the door for a lot of people. But even with DNA evidence and a guilty ruling on the record, Nicki stood firmly by her brother. She even wrote a letter to the judge asking for leniency, describing Jelani as the most patient, gentle, giving, selfless man I know. That letter alone sparked massive backlash and left fans stunned. And this is where people start calling out the contradiction. The same person now going on rants about protecting kids and praising Trump as a role model is the same one who defended her brother through all of that. To critics, that contrast looks wild and hard to ignore. What makes it look even messier is Nicki's long history of publicly dragging Trump for years, not just during his first term, but also when he announced his second run. She constantly slammed his anti-immigration policies and even baked those shots straight into her lyrics. Fans still remember the bars from Black Barbies where she rapped, "Island girl, Donald Trump want me go home. $500,000 on the Maybach. Now I'm praying all my foreigners don't get deported." She also used to clown Trump non-stop on social media. That's why this sudden switch has people saying something isn't adding up at all. Back when Trump first jumped into the presidential race, Nicki was going in on him non-stop, clowning everything from his appearance to the way he tried to speak Spanish. Fans still remember that Instagram clip she posted where Trump completely butchered a Spanish word, and Nicki dragged him without hesitation. She shared the video and wrote, "It's the clueless face that really has me laughing. It's as though he really doesn't know it's bad." That post went viral fast and had people cracking up because she was clearly not holding back at all. Then she added, "On another note, I think Michelle should absolutely run in 8 years," making it crystal clear where she stood politically at the time. And it didn't stop there. In her MTE documentary, My Time Now, Nicki straight up called Trump out as an example of misogyny in the industry. She used him as a symbol of the exact behavior she said she didn't respect or support. That's why fans are stunned now, because this is the same man she once criticized publicly, yet today she's suddenly calling Trump a role model for young men. That flip has people feeling like the math is just not mathing at all. Now fast forward to 2020, and Nicki was still loudly anti-Trump, even while a wave of black celebrities started backing him. She made it crystal clear she wasn't hopping on the Trump bandwagon, and those were her exact words, no guessing needed. She stayed firm back then, which is why this whole situation feels extra confusing now. Then you factor in that post Nicki shared just last July about Trump pardoning Desiree Perez, and it really seals the deal. That post wasn't old history, it was recent, fresh, and full of shade. Nicki openly criticized Trump for pardoning the same woman she claimed tried to sabotage her career. That's why fans keep saying this MAGA pivot feels brand new. We're talking months, not years, because how do you go from shading Trump over that pardon to suddenly calling him the greatest president ever in such a short window? The timeline just doesn't sit right with people. Now look, nobody can say for sure what flipped the switch, but fans have definitely been talking non-stop, and the theories are flying everywhere. Some people think she's under pressure. Others think something major happened behind the scenes, and the internet, as usual, has no shortage of wild opinions. Fans online have not been holding back at all, and the reactions are getting intense fast. One person flat out said they were done supporting Nicki after what they called her public ranting moments, questioning how anyone would see her as a role model while she appeared unstable and yelling online. That comment alone sparked a whole thread of heated back and forth. Another user claimed Nicki's political pivot has nothing to do with beliefs and everything to do with money. They suggested financial stress can push people into desperate moves, saying addiction and chaos can drain anyone's resources no matter how famous they are. That theory picked up traction quick and had people piling on with similar takes. But then there's the other side of the conversation, and this is where it gets even darker. A lot of fans believe this sudden flip isn't about politics or money at all, but about power and legal favors. One user on X wrote that Nicki is not fooling anyone and accused her of trying to work with Trump to help her brother and deal with the legal situation surrounding her husband. Another person straight up told people to stop supporting what they called disgusting behavior. Someone else responded to Nicki's post about defending Christians by pointing out that her husband and brother are both legally restricted from being near schools. That comment spread fast and added more fuel to an already explosive conversation. Here's where a lot of people draw the line completely. Critics say Nicki knowingly married a man with a serious criminal past, publicly defended her brother after his conviction, and has gone after people connected to those cases. That's why many fans feel she doesn't genuinely care about child safety and question how her actions line up with the values she now claims to stand for. To them, the messaging feels performative and full of contradictions. So now the big question is this: what do you think really happened to Nicki? Is this who she's always been and now she's finally dropping the mask? Or do you believe this whole MAGA moment is connected to her husband, her brother, and all the legal pressure surrounding them? Sound off in the comments and let your voice be heard. If you found this breakdown interesting, make sure to like, subscribe, share this video, and stay locked in so you don't miss the next one.